Okay, part two. So, what the Mayans were measuring was the movement of the heavens. Specifically, they tracked the movements of the planet Venus against everything else. But it was the sun, it was Venus, it's the moon, it's everything that was visible to them. And some things that shouldn't have been visible to them, to tell you the truth, which is a whole different conversation. And as the Earth moves through the solar system, like you know how everybody has signs, birth signs, you're in Aquarius, Capricorn, Pisces, whatever. The Earth moves through those signs through a process called precession that takes around 25,000 years. It's more than that for my friends that know what I'm talking about. I know I'm oversimplifying. And as the Earth moves through the different signs, we experience different situations here on the planet. Just like you've got a birth sign, for lack of a better word, it's like the planet has a birth sign. Does that make sense? So when you hear people talking about the age of Aquarius, you know, the last 2,000 years were the age of Pisces. Pisces symbol is a fish. Jesus Christ symbol is a fish. So now we're moving into the age of Aquarius, which is the water bearer. I'm an Aquarius. Woo, it's our time. Which is things like being more visionary, being more open, being driven more by ideas and concepts and things like that. And also the return of, like I said last time, the divine feminine. Since the feminine side of God, the feminine side of creation, the respect and love for the earth has kind of been ground out of us for the last couple centuries. We've sort of been told that the earth is this bad place or just resources to oppress, and just use, and we've almost destroyed ourselves in the process. So the pendulum should be swinging back the other way now. We should start to look at the planet and each other as people that we can coexist with, that we can live together with in harmony and build new things together, right? But in the process of these new things coming up and these new ways of being and these new ways of living and these new ways of looking at things, there's probably going to be some fear. There's probably going to be some pain in that transition. There's a certain group of people in this world that hold on to power very, very tightly, and they will not let it go, and they will hold on as long as they can and fight and kick and scratch and resist anything that tries to take that power away. So if you're wondering what's going to happen on December 21st, 2012, first of all, nothing's going to happen on December 21st, 2012. Like I said, I don't know. This is my belief. It's not like God is going to flip a switch where it's like, and cue the sixth world, and the sky will turn black and the earth will quake. It's not going to happen like that. It's happening right now. The transition is happening right now. Whatever your politics, the fact that Barack Obama won the United States presidency is a huge precedent in both United States and global politics. Not so much global. Most other countries are a bit smarter than us when it comes to race. But it's a big deal over here. And we got a lot of nuclear weapons. So I guess that makes it a big deal for everybody. But the fact that America rose up to elect this man, whatever you think of him, the fact that America rose up to elect this man that you probably would have thought never had a chance of winning is significant. The fact that you're starting to see a lot of the old religious structures start to crumble and really start to take a lot of flack for things. And I'm not going to pick on any one faith, but you're starting to see new things come up. That's why you see things like The Secret. Even though The Secret was not a religious thing, it was not a religious thing. It's a spiritual thing though. And people can start talking about that and thinking about that in new ways. That's why quantum physics is coming up. People are starting to see, well, wait a minute. You know, God and our ability to interact with that force might really be measurable and be able to be quantified in something that you can actually see and track and look at. The fact that the reality doesn't really work like we thought it does. That, you know, one thing can really be in two places at the same time. It really can. It's possible to teleport and do all the things you see on like Star Trek. And humanity is really on the brink of two things. Really, we're at a crossroads. We're at a point where we can take these new possibilities and opportunities and transform this world into a paradise where everybody truly has enough and everybody really can be, do, and have whatever they want. Or we can panic and give in to fear and cling to the old way and cling to lack and scarcity and freak out and destroy ourselves. Because just like I said, there was a big precedent with Barack Obama winning. You also may look that there's been a big blowback, at least from a very small but very vocal minority, that have acted like the sky was falling because of this. It's only going to magnify, I think, in the next few years. That as some of us move forward in confidence, move forward in faith, move forward in power. Others of us will choose fear, will choose scarcity, will choose to panic, and will make a lot of problems in the process. So I do think we're going to see some chaos. We're going to see some instability. Yes, we've had some big earthquakes lately. There's an earthquake in Haiti. There was one in Chile a couple of days ago. There's ones in Japan. And is that related to it? Maybe. I've said before on many videos, the earthquakes, a natural disaster is only a disaster when you're stuck in the middle of it. I personally think the earth would have shook if anybody been there or not. I don't mean that to sound heartless for the people who are suffering. My heart goes out to them, and it is tragic, but I can't say that you can ascribe a divine meaning to an earthquake hitting a place, because the earth would have shook anyway. Does that make sense? I'm going all over the place here. So let me kind of try and bring it back home. The Mayans said it was the end of the world as we know it on December 21st, 2012. Specifically, they said it was the beginning of a new world because the old world has already ended. The fifth world has already ended. So if you're afraid of the end of the world, this is what the end of the world looks like. It's already happening, okay? The sixth world will begin on December 21st, 2012. What the sixth world will look like, personally, I think is just a period of transition. It's a fast period of transition. Remember, 20 years ago, we didn't have an internet. 20 years ago, you and I couldn't have had this conversation. Humanity has never advanced as quickly as we have in these last few years. Who knows how fast we're going to advance in these next few years? That's the sixth world. The new form of communication and connection and interconnectedness and the ability, unfortunately, to do some bad things along with it. That's the sixth world, okay? And that you don't have to be worried about the future. You don't have to be worried about the book of Revelations or prophecies or catastrophobia, because here's the thing. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us, okay? Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. You could walk outside tomorrow and get struck by lightning, and that's the end, right? You could have a heart attack. You could get hit by a truck. I don't mean to sound grim, but there's no point in worrying about what the future holds. It doesn't affect what you need to do today. It does not affect the steps that you need to take today, right? If the universe or God is going to truly end everything in just a couple of years, and the fact is that was planned from thousands to millions of years ago. It's been the plan all along. And if it's really been the plan all along, if we really did only have this short amount of time that's almost up, so be it. I trust that. I do. I don't mind, because the fact is, I know I've got a finite amount of time. God willing, I got like 100, 150 more years, but maybe I only have 2 or 3 more years. And when the time comes that my time is up, I will accept it. And if it means that everybody's time is up at the same time, I'll accept that too. Don't worry about it. It's nothing to be afraid of. If it's going to happen, and I don't think it is, but if some huge divine thing is going to happen, it's just that. It's a divine thing. And if God chooses to strike you down, then how can you kind of second guess God's judgment on the matter? Apparently, your time was up. So what are you worried about, right? What you have to do is still move forward. What you have to do is still be in action. Don't cling to the fear. Fear only lives in the future. Remember, fear only lives in the future. And if you're worried about something terrible happening on December 21st, 2012, and thousands and millions of people are worried about something terrible is going to happen, then what do you think it is that we're going to manifest? Something terrible. So choose to believe something great's going to happen. Choose to believe the sixth world's going to be awesome, that the sixth world's going to be mind-blowing and something that you couldn't have conceived of, okay? I'm going to go ahead and stop this, but believe it or not, I think I'm going to talk more about the future in the next episode. I love you. Find me, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, B. Dave Walters. Visit peacelovemoney.com. Fantastic. Hey everybody, B. Dave Walters here. If you like these videos that I do and articles that I write, then I would ask, send them to your friends. Post them on your profile. Let's spread the word. There's a lot of things out there that will bring you down if you let them, and it's good to be able to provide people with just a little hope, a little inspiration, and kind of a bright light in their day. So if there's somebody you think would like this, send it to them. And if you want more about me, contact me, work with me, visit my website, peacelovemoney.com. There's all kinds of things there. Tools you can use, meditations you can use, other things I've written that'll help you get ahead quickly. peacelovemoney.com. You're fantastic. Thanks. Bye.